So how can you determine the shape of an object that you are on? You could see what the object is. Earth is really big, so you'd have to be very far away from that object. Or you could feel, touch, measure. So you could actually travel travel the distance, and measure the changes in height, and then you can have a shape. Or you can observe what objects look like that are far away that come closer to you, how they appear to you. If the earth was flat, objects would appear smaller, would be small, and then get larger. Yeah, this is probably going to be a draft video for sure. So, okay, they appear and they would get larger on a flat surface. On a round surface, you would see the top of the object first and then the bottom, because it's going around a curve. So that would be so the shape of the object you're on is going to determine what you see. So now, that was what it was. So if if you're on a flat surface and the sun is above you, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it in the small part of your horizon. You're gonna see it small, and it's gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then get higher and higher and higher, right? So that's what you're gonna see. Now, if it's flat and the sun is revolving around you, revolving around Earth, let's just say that. But the same effect, the sun revolving on you looks exactly like if the Earth was revolving on the sun and also rotating. It would also look like the sun was stationary and the Earth was just rotating, right? Anyway, so it all looks the same anyway. But so when you see that the sun goes above the horizon, and it was a flat Earth, you would go right to the horizon and you would see the edge. That would be what would happen. That if it was flat. So we don't see. So if the Earth was round though, and the sun was coming from above, you would still see the sun as small to get bigger. So that would still be okay if the sun was like that. So you could still see that on a round Earth as well. I think that's what tripped me up earlier. My brain was thinking about that because I didn't quite think about that idea yet. So, but the fact that we see the sun going above the horizon indicates, right? It points, it has to be that, there's something going on. Earth is either rotating, the sun's going around the Earth, or both of that. I'm just trying to keep it simple. Let's just say that the sun was going, would be going above the Earth. And when it goes above the Earth like that, we would know that it's either going over the edge or it's going over a curve. That's what we would know right there. Just looking at the sunrise in the morning, we know, wow, the shape of the Earth is that the sun there's a rotation around. It's not just appearing and getting bigger. That is not what's happening. Okay, so the way things appear to you from far away coming to you is what determines its shape. That's what we're talking about right now. And things get smaller to bigger, and if it goes around a curve, you're going to see the top to the bottom as it's going from smaller to bigger as well, because it is getting closer to you, but the curve is blocking it. So lost my train of thought. So we're seeing the sun go up, So it's about, okay, so it's getting bigger to, and it's getting smaller to bigger. It's not getting smaller to bigger. Oh yeah, so we see it going up. So it's all right. So something, what you would see is either something when something's farther away, you're going to see it get smaller to bigger, and if something's rotating around you, you're going to see it go. You're going to see the top of it to the bottom, or you're going to see it go up. And that's how we know that we're seeing a rotation. So the video was long, a little confusing, but I'm showing it right here. We know there's a rotation of some way. It's like the horizon, the sun's going up. We know there's a rotation. That's it. And that proves that, and if there was an edge, that would be going over the edge right there. That'd be blocking it. And once you go there and you don't see an edge, you've already proven that it's going over a curved structure. So how objects appear to you from far away proves to you where their position is and what the shape of you is. Because if the sun was always above us, then we would know that the sun was above us. It would, it could be bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller. It'd always be visible, right? If it was in our visibility, okay? So we know that the sun is not just doing that, okay, right? We know that it goes above and below the horizon. So we know the position of the sun. Okay, so that cleans up the video. So we know the position of the sun is not above us because we see this. And because we see this, we know that there's a rotation, right? It's going around. And then, so you would need further information, but you would know that it's either going over the edge right there or it's going over the curve. You would not be able to know without getting more information from that moment, but it's an either or. So it's great. So as soon as you go right to the horizon, you don't see the edge. It's proven. This proves that the Earth is not flat. This proves that there is some sort of rotation or revolution. This proves that the Earth is curved. Things can either be flat or not flat in nature. This is an either or. If Earth is not flat, it's curved. So that would be why. And you could add to this experiment that if you go higher up, you could see the sun longer. That would only act like that. That would only be the case if Earth was curved and flat. It would not make a difference because it was rotating around. So it would stop. If you were up here, you should be able to see the sun just as much as if you were lower. That shouldn't have a difference. So that's one other reason to throw in there, which is just taking another position basically of the horizon. You're just taking one more, just to confirm that you're seeing what you're seeing, because you live in a 3D world. So if you're just taking one perspective, it's always good to have another one to know what you're seeing. So you can also take your perspective on Earth and then take it on Earth in a different location too, instead of just going higher up. So that is the video, 100%. That has all the information about why the Earth is not flat, and why it's round, and that there is some sort of rotation or revolution, which I will have another video of that. And everything in nature that you see proves that the Earth is revolving around the sun through the pattern of the sun in our sky. If you take a picture of the sun at the same time every day, you'll see a pattern, because we're revolving around the sun. And then also and the Earth is rotating, and that's why you see the sun, move in the sky, where it's not moving in the sky like relative to us. We're rotating. So that would be that reason right there. There's already the proof in a couple seconds. So you got everything right now in under 10 minutes about what is the shape of the Earth, why the Earth is not flat, or evidence showing the Earth is not flat, and then evidence showing the Earth is round, evidence showing the Earth revolves around the sun, and evidence showing the Earth rotates. We could add like one more with 6 with why we don't get flung off the Earth. So the Earth moves really slow. It would take 24 hours. I would just have to rotate 360 degrees, and the Earth does that in an hour. So it's really slow. And when you're on the equator, it's only 0.5% of a difference of the centrifugal force that's like throwing you up there. So it's definitely measurable. You can measure it. You're going to weigh less at the equator than you will at the poles. You weigh less at Mount Everest. You can measure this, but that's why you're not being flung. It's 2.2, 2.3 feet per second of a change. It's not something that you're going to feel. So that's 6. That's like all of them. That's all the research that I've done. This is all the preliminary research. I feel confident about this. So this is what I can send so everyone can peer review it. There could be YouTube scientists at home that can review this information. The 6 reasons that I gave out right now can be tested and confirmed. And that is it. That is why, that explains it all. There doesn't need to be any more evidence. Any more evidence is just going to continue confirming the truth. And that's how you know that you have the truth.